Hello, I'm RetroJules, and welcome to World of Tanks on Xbox One. This is my Aufklarungspanzer Panther, Tier 7 German light tank, which is easier to play than it is to say. Now to get to this, you played the Tier 5 Leopard, hated it. You played the Tier 6 VK 28.01, didn't really like that either. And it goes with no surprise that actually I really like this tank. It's a heavily armoured light tank. It's got pretty much 3 times the armour on the front plate than the VK, the LT and the Bulldog. The Bulldog and WZs at Tier 7 are definitely better tanks if your style is zipping around, spotting, shooting, disappearing and just basically legging it away from the enemy. You can't do that in this tank, so this is a slightly more passive style of tank. But with its armour, you can happily play it that way, and if you angle this tank, the 85mm front plate will bounce shots from even some heavies. You will still get annihilated, you can't really rely on it because you're not a heavy, but you can take advantage of it, especially when you're going up against other light tanks. Chances are they will bounce off your front plate if they're aiming for it. It's quite nippy and it's relatively agile, especially when you get it up to speed. At slow speed it's a little bit lumpy, and it's got a 900 brake horsepower engine. It's a very powerful engine, and you're thinking, well, that must be a very fast tank. Well, it's not, because it's very heavy. It's a powerful engine and it will climb quite admirably, but you get this thing in soft terrain, marshy ground, and it's awful. It's very slow, and trying to turn around is a bit of a nightmare, so don't get it bogged down. If you get this tank up to speed and keep it there, that's great. Otherwise, keep it at a distance. You are a large tank. You're a very large light tank, so you're a very easy target to hit. So don't think you can zip across the battlefield rather, and zigzag around and not get shot, because you will get shot very easily. It's got a really good gun. It's got 157mm of penetration, and there's a okay damage of 135. But it's got a really accurate gun of .34, and you can really rely on that gun to penetrate most of the time if you know where you're aiming. So without further ado, let's show you some footage of this effective, heavy, big light tank. So here we are on Airfield. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's a Tier 8 game. We're a Tier 7 light tank. So that's a good start. So I'm going to head straight for the centre of the map, where we've got that little ruin of an amphitheatre, and do some spotting. And as you can see, this tank actually, once it gets going, is quite quick. It's a solid feeling tank, and with that 900 brake horsepower engine, it climbs quite nicely as well. So we've got the Bulldog in front of us. Auto aim and put one in him. Try and get one in his engine, and he just disappears. Really wanted to put a shot at his engine. We've got a Chaffee at the back. He's ammo racked us. I have no idea where the ammo rack is on this tank. I'm just auto aiming, and because I've got a bit of armour, quite happy just to sit there, and we take him out. And that's the nice thing about this tank. If you're up against other lights, you can utilise your armour to your advantage. Just trying to clear a building to uncover the Carnarvon. There he is. We're not going to get a shot in him. We don't have the penetration. I still try though. So I'm just going to stay on top here because it's a really good spotting point for me.
Enemies got us in their sight.
And we bounce a shot. And you will bounce a lot of shots in this tank if you angle it. Heavies can still make mincemeat of you, however, but if you angle it, you can use your armour to your advantage, which you can't normally do in a light tank. So we've got a T-29 at the back there, and this is where the accuracy of the gun comes in. I'm aiming at his lower glacis. He's onto me, so we put one in, and from this distance we are accurate with our shots, and that is what is good about this tank. Your shots generally do go, here we go, another shot in, where we want them.
We just ding them.
And despite being a light tank, you can take a little bit of punishment.
Optics up, sir.
So even though I tend to play this tank relatively passively,
Tracks up.
if you've got some decent health, you can go in with a little bit of aggression if you're careful and you know what tanks you're up against.
Enemies looking
But you
right
don't have the speed and agility to run away and zigzag, because you are a big target. You're a very easy target. So we've got some tanks just down in the water at the bottom there. Our guys are going in strong. Quite fancy putting a shot on the Bulldog, but no, missed my chance, he's gone. So we're going to roll forward, see what we can do.
Locked on.
Oh, we've got a Pershing. I want to put a shot on your engine, and oh,
Penetrate.
put one on his side, and his tracks absorb most of that. Another shot in, he misses.
Target
We auto aim a side shot and take a nice chunk of his health out. The Sherman's onto us, and here we go.
barely grazed him.
Give him a ram, bounce,
Big hole.
bounce,
Penetration.
bounce. He can't be happy. Sherman against the light tank, and he can't penetrate his shot. Brilliant. Now there's an IS-3 just round the corner to our right, so I'm just going to zip across and hope he's not onto me, and turn around and try and help my guys. And this is where you'll see the armour come into play. A Tier 8 heavy IS-3.
Target.
There he is,
Just ding them.
and he's onto us, and we bounce a shot from the heavy. And there's that frontal plate coming into play and getting us out of trouble. So we've got a tank destroyer and a medium somewhere. And while we're not super quick, we do have the power to get up the hills nicely, and we will get to him in time to do some damage. So he's just down to our right. It's a French tank destroyer. Auto aim and casually put one in as we roll by and take a little bit of paint off the Bulldog. Sorry, mate. So we've got a medium. It's 11 tanks against one medium, and some idiot is capping. Why are we capping when we're 11 to 1? Chances are we will win, unless that one medium left is an awesome player and is going to make a video of destroying 11 tanks and winning the game. Then we're going to win. But now we've got 2 in the base capturing, and it's just like, oh, come on guys, let's go and take them out. And we run out of time, but we win. And that is our Aufklarungspanzer Panther in action, and it's a really good light tank. It's not super quick, but it's got a nice bit of armour and a healthy, accurate cannon. And just under 5.5 grand XP on our first one of the day, and 31 grand in the bank, and we came second. So, not bad at all. So here we are in Northwest in our Aufklarungspanzer Panther, Tier 7 German light tank, and it's a Tier 9 game. So this is where we're going to play this tank quite passively. Not a great map for rushing out and spotting, so we're not even going to bother. I'm just going to find a nice position on the map, hang back, hopefully do a little bit of spotting for our team and just a little bit of supporting. And this tank plays well when you do play it this way. It's really not the tank for dashing out, zipping around, because it just hasn't quite got that manoeuvrability, and because you are such a big target, you will easily get creamed in no time. But if you sit at the back of the map, angle your tank, use your armour a little bit, you'll do okay. This is a really nice map. I really enjoy this map. It doesn't come up often enough for me. It's just a really attractive map and just enjoy playing it. So we're right over in the northwest of the map, right in the corner. And I'm just going to sit here and look down the railway. There's a tier 9 medium crawling up somewhere. So I'm just going to curl around the corner here. There's a little bit more cover. And we've got a WZ with us. So I'm quite happy to try and support him from up here. But I'm not going to get in close at all. And there's quite a bit of action coming along the railway here. They're all tier 9s. I've been spotted, so I am going to get out the way. Even though I've got a bit of armour on the front, I am a light tank, and tier 9s will have no problem in penetrating me. There we pop in a cheeky auto aim. Our WZ's certainly got the firepower to do some damage. And he's really not interested in us. He really wants that WZ, so we're going to help. He's absolutely not interested in me, which is just as well. So we're beeping. So I've got a feeling artillery are onto us, because I'm not really sure what else can actually spot us from here. So we'll keep on the move, because we don't want RT planting a shot in our engine. Just take a shot through the fence just to see if I can get through, but I don't think those tanks are just the other side. Ah, here we go.
Enemies looking right at us.
Spotted again. Oh, dreadful bit of driving, and that's just where the chassis rotation is just a bit sluggish on this. And oh, awful driving again. And yeah, had we not hit that building, we wouldn't have taken that shot. When you get this tank up to speed, it is quite manoeuvrable, but when you're not up to speed, it's a little bit sluggish, and especially on soft ground, because it is a heavy tank.
Target locked. Penetration.
So a little bit of auto aiming on Type 59. It's a premium tank. And even though we're not doing an awful lot of damage, we are penetrating. And as they say, every little helps.
Locked on. Penetration.
Nice side shot into the tank destroyer.
Target locked.
Another auto aim.
Big hole.
Another.
Enemy is hit.
And these shots do go in. It's an accurate gun. It's a good, reliable gun. If you know your enemy and you don't aim for the really heavily armoured spots, your shots will go in. But distance is our friend in this game, because close up we don't have the manoeuvrability to run, to get out the way, or take the shots. Nice shot in the AT.
Reloaded.
And I do believe, as a light tank, we are supporting quite nicely in this game. And if we do well in a tier 9 game, we should get a lot of XP for it too. That's always a bit of a bonus. Even though you're out-tiered, your XP goes up.
We lost an ally.
Right, tier 9 VK. Our WZ took a nosedive off the cliff, bless him. I think he was so eager to go in and destroy him. He didn't know his map too well. And we're just going to stick shots in his engine.
We just dinged them.
We bounced off his turret. That was just an inaccurate shot. We weren't aiming for his turrets.
Mission accomplished.
And we won. So how did we do in our tier 9 game with our tier 7 light tank? We got 4,300 XP on our first win of the day, and 36.5 grand in the bank. And how did we help our team out? We came third. Third in a tier 9 game with a tier 7 light tank. Happy with that. My name's RetroJules. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Keep safe, keep tanking, and I'll see you soon.